Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Today we're looking at Ruldolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Snowstorm Scramble. And this is a cooperative game based on the popular TV show or special that has the people racing to get to the mountain and the bombable snowman is racing around. The theme doesn't make a lot of sense with what you're doing in the movie, but perhaps it's the scene where they're running from him and they're trying to get off of the island and he's chasing them and can't catch them. Perhaps that's what's going on here, although I was a little lost on that. The game itself is pretty fun. You're going to roll the dice and see how many of these snow tokens you can flip over, and that will tell you characters, and you can move up on these tracks. If you get all the way to the track, you win. If Bumble gets all the way around, you lose. Pretty easy to understand. Now, the fun in the game is going to be memorizing where those are at. So when you pull them over and you need certain ones, you can do this. Now remember, this is for very young kids. So you're going to be playing this, you're 10, 12, 13. You're probably not going to enjoy this one as much as you would when you're younger. I think it works great. I think it's a really cool Ruldolph game. I think that it has a cooperative nature to it. It has that memory. So it's like the game memory, but it has a little bit more attached to it. I think that's a plus to it. This is one I would highly recommend for Christmas if you got little gamers. You can put a little stocking, help in their stocking there. This could be a really good addition. You could play on Christmas morning. I really like this one for little gamers. Keeper for us. Here's Ruldolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Snowstorm Scramble game. This is part of a little small line of games that kind of Funko has in these boxes. And they're usually kind of mass markety, very nice production for the price, of course, and geared more towards kids than they are adults, which is great. Gives you something to play with the family. You're going to open this one up. You're going to get a board. It's kind of cute. That's going to say Merry Christmas on this side of it. You can see here. And then on the other side, you're never going to see this again because when you play the game, it will be on this side of the board as you're going up. So you can see it has little tracks on it. Get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get a die. It's a little six-sided die, but it's very light. Like it almost feels like it's empty inside. You're going to have standees for the characters that you'll have in the game. You're going to have the abominable snowman. And these are really nice little plastic bases for these. I like these. And the three characters you can be is Hermie, Cornelius, and of course Ruldolph himself. And then finally you're going to get a bunch of these tiles with different characters on them, which will correspond to the spots. And these are pretty good quality. They're a little bit thin, but they're fine for what you're going to be doing with this game. Components for an $8, $9, $10 game, good job. Here is the rule book. You can see a picture of the front of the game. You're going to have setup over here with the object of the game. And then really this is how you play. Roll and flip, match and move. And then the bumbles and how to move the other things. There's a little bit of a picture down here with an example right over here and the end of the game. A little picture of Burl Ives, the snowman, that will be saying there. So pretty cool little book. That'll probably take you 2, 3, 4 minutes to read through. It's for younger gamers, so the rules are easy to pick up and no issues I had when reading this. So here's the game all set up. You're going to have Hermie, Ruldolph, and Cornelius on his spots, and you're going to have the Bumble here at the start. You get the board, it's like a puzzle piece. It'll get together, and you kind of mix these up and let these be flat so the tokens are all in their spots. On a turn, you're going to roll the six-sided die. It's going to tell you how many spots you can go. So if there's 4, you'd flip over 4 of these tiles. If it's 3, you'd flip over 3. And what you're doing is you can flip over 4 of these. Let's say I rolled a 4, and you can do that. So for every Ruldolph I have, I can move Ruldolph up 1 spot. I got another one, I can move him up again. Same thing with Hermie. I got a Hermie, I got 2 of those, I can move him up 2 spots. Now keep in mind that these spots right here require 2 Hermies. So they would require me to have at least 2 of these. So on a turn, if I rolled 2 and I rolled over a Ruldolph and a Hermie, neither of these could move because it doesn't have 2. Now, if you get up to the snowstorm spot and you're going to cross a snowstorm, that's fine. You just shuffle these up so you can no longer memorize where they're all at, and you would go again. There are misfit ones that will let you go to the misfit spots. As you can see there, you'd have to pull those over when you're going. And then lastly, there are the Bumble ones. If you get the Bumble one, he will move to the next spot. And these will pop up more and more if you don't watch your memory. If he ever goes all the way around the board and back to a start, you lose the game. If you get all of your guys up to the top before the Bumble gets back to the start, then you win the game. And that's how you play the Snowstorm Scramble. should buy this game. Anybody who likes Ruldolph, I think that if you have a little gamer in your house, it's a great stocking stuffer you can have for them. I think this will be a great little game they can play. The family can play together. You are going to outgrow this game. The older kids aren't going to like this as much, but there's still a challenge in memorizing what's going on. So for me, this is a win and a keeper for us.